Tonight on FBC News, Ratuepeli Nailatikau reappointed as president of Fiji. Prepare yourselves now, government urges as Fiji enters cyclone season. And the last-minute rush for the Festival of Lights. Namaste Nisambula, I'm Jackie Spate, and leading our bulletin tonight, Ratuepeli Nailatikau has been reappointed as the President of Fiji. He was sworn in by Chief Justice Anthony Gates at Government House this morning. Edwin Nund was at the ceremony.
Epeli Nailatikau, being appointed President, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of Fiji according to law. So help me God. I, Epeli Nailatikau, being appointed President, do swear that I will and truly serve the Republic of Fiji in the office of the President. So help me God.
And then it was done. Ratuepeli Nailatikau is now the head of state for another 3 years. He swore his oath of office in the presence of government ministers, senior civil servants, and members of the diplomatic corps. Having taken up his initial appointment in 2009, Ratuepeli will now serve at Government House until 2015. The Commander-in-Chief was accorded a military guard of honor, as is tradition in such high-level appointments. FBC News did approach the President on his reappointment, and in his usual affable nature, he opted out.
Mr. President, a big day for you, sir.
No.
Any comments about your reappointment?
You ask others, don't ask me.
Ratuepeli's role in this executive office is likely to be called upon as Fiji draws nearer to the elections in 2014. Edwin Nund, FBC News.
The Scrap Metal Task Force in the Western Division is now investigating how much financial returns are injected back into the economy. This follows revelations that some dealers may be taking majority of these profits overseas. Christopher Chand with the details.
Findings from the task force point out dealers who export scrap metal are mostly foreigners. They are now working with the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority to scrutinize the industry.
That some of these exporters, when they export, the money stays with their business either in Korea or in Taiwan or in China. Money is not coming back. So that needs to be verified.
Last Monday, conditions for dealers were announced, and the government suspended all scrap metal trade for non-ferrous metal on Friday. Plans are to get businesses to declare how much they earn and the amount that is brought back into the country.
Probably be another condition for... Another condition. That will come. That needs to come from FIRCA and Reserve Bank. Eh? If you are selling Fiji product, then that money needs to come back to Fiji.
The Waki says this is the next step in their fight against public infrastructure metal for scrap.
Dealer says last year he exported close to about 80 containers. So that 80 containers, we don't know how much money is coming back.
Scrap metal theft has become so high that it is a national issue. Authorities have started clamping down on those who have used it to their advantage. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Fiji is now into the cyclone season, and efforts must be made now to lessen the cost of impacts of natural disasters. Government says most times people are not prepared and they end up losing a lot, if not all, when disaster strikes. Eleanor Turangaivu with this report.
Natural disasters come with their own peculiar characters and their effects damaging. They cost government millions of dollars. The last one we had cost over $130 million. According to government, this is too costly.
Costs are huge, coming into the hundreds of millions. Those are the ones that can be assessed, particularly the physical damages, but then the psychological damages and the other unseen effects are not costed.
The costs, however, can be reduced.
While we are focusing on the costs, on the other hand, we can still argue that those costs can be minimized, those costs can be reduced. And that is why the awareness campaign is so important. How can we contribute and make people more aware, and then we shift from the culture of reaction to a culture of prevention.
Disaster preparedness and response plans should be initiated by individuals and communities.
It's the primary responsibility of government to provide the services in the event of a disaster, but that is a shared responsibility, and of course the role of the communities is so critical.
2 cyclones are expected to hit Fiji this season. Eleanor Turangay View, FBC News.